Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so I'm not going to do my intro for this video today. I am going to make a second video, and I'm going to include the clips from my video yesterday about Jeffree Star. But in this video, I want to have a little bit more of a serious conversation with you. And I'm going to tell you what happened in just a second. But before I get into that, I want to tell you the reason why I'm making this video, okay? The reason why is, number one, because I've had many people reach out to me asking me to make this video. And the second thing is that I feel compelled to make this video. I feel like it's a discussion that we need to start having as we become more and more of an internet universe, as we are so much right now. And I think it's something that we need to talk about. And wherever that conversation starts, you know, or however that happens, I think it's a conversation that we need to have. So let me tell you what happened and how I kind of reached the decision to make this video today. So I made a video yesterday, and my video was about Gabby Hanna and Jeffree Star. And the video about Jeffree Star was about his most recent sale. I'm going to film that video and include that piece of it after I do this. So if you guys want to watch that, you can watch that. The part about Gabby Hanna was just kind of referencing her TikToks that she had put out. And at that point, it was just kind of at the beginning of what was going on with her. I didn't really say a whole lot about it. I didn't go in on her at all. But when I finished the video, I started seeing a lot of people talking on Twitter about it and what was going on, and that a lot of people were very concerned. And if you don't know what I'm talking about is that Gabby Hanna has started, and I sometimes steer away from using this word in videos, but I'm gonna use it for this video. She's manically posting on Twitter, or on TikTok. And she's posting one TikTok after another after another. I think at this point, it's over like 130 TikToks or something that she's posted in over 24 hours. And people are very concerned. So I put out a tweet. I had uploaded the video and then I privatized it. And I explained that the reason why I was privatizing the video was that I felt like I needed to, I don't even know what I said on here. Hold on, let me just pull it up and I will, in all transparency, tell you what I said. I said I privatized the video because it is about Gabby's TikToks and I see a lot of people concerned. Not sure whether or not to post it. To be clear, I didn't go in on her or anything. And not really anybody told me whether to post it or not. They just kind of like liked the tweet. So then I said, that was me asking if I should post the video. And the majority of the people underneath there were like, yes, post it, post it, post it. And kind of the consensus at that point was, she's publicly posting these TikToks, you should publicly post what you think about it, right? And then the next thing I said was, okay, after thinking about this, I think I'm going to refilm the video and post it tomorrow. Now let me tell you what happened in between the time that I posted the one tweet to the next, was that I went into my home group meeting. So for those of you that don't know, I have been sober for 27.5 years. I have a home group meeting in a 12-step program, which means that I make a commitment to be at that meeting every week. And I also have a sponsor in a 12-step program, and the sponsor is somebody that guides you through the steps. In my sobriety, I have had, I think, 5 or 6 sponsors in my 27.5 years. And at one point, I had a sponsor for 12 plus years. And he was the man that walked me through my mom's death and several breakups. And I found out this week that he passed away. And so last night at my meeting, we talked a lot about him. And I was talking to a friend about him. And my friend said to me, I hadn't seen him in a really long time. And I said, no, I hadn't either. And he said, we can always do better. And for some reason, that really resonated with me. Especially in regards to whatever needed to be said about this whole situation with Gabby Hanna. And I think it's a bigger issue, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. And I actually talked about it with my best friend on the way home from the meeting about this whole idea of mental health and the internet. Because I think it is such a fine line that we walk. I think that, you know, we see people, whole communities of people that are talking about their mental health issues and what they go through, which is so teachable. And I've had so many people tell me, like, you know, like, oh, I watch this person and it's so helpful because they're talking about these mental health issues that they have and the help that they've gotten and whatever, right? We've got that on this spectrum over here. where people are like in a really healthy way in communities of mental health, sharing their experiences, all the way to people, I think, exploiting mental health. And I think we've seen this in the past, right? Where they act like they're having mental health issues, but then there's no clarity and everybody gets all worked up about it. But there's no discussion about it afterwards, right? It's just like, okay, so what do we don't know what to think about that, right? And so it's like this huge spectrum of mental health and addiction as well, you know? I mean, you can watch a lot of addiction videos on YouTube and you can see anybody from somebody, you know, being extremely healthy in their recovery all the way to people showing blatant addiction in their videos. And there's a huge spectrum of what you find on the internet, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you look. And to be honest, there's really no accountability on these platforms' behalf for what is being shown out there. You know, I did a video recently where I was talking about, because this really got under my skin, that people were taking videos of addicts and they were filming them and they were uploading them on TikTok, basically embarrassing these addicts. And I just was like, this is unbelievable. Nobody gets sober this way. Like, nobody gets sober by having this stuff thrown in their face. They just don't. And so, you know, it's this fine line that you walk. And whenever anybody is going through something like this, it's like, I always get a lot of messages from people and they're like, please talk about this. Please talk about this in a video. Please talk about this in a video, right? And I had a couple different drama commentary channels last night reach out to me and say like, I'm not touching this, or I'm not talking about this, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm sure they're getting just as many messages too, because if we start talking about it in a video, even if we talk about it in a really careful, you know, genuine, authentic way, because I really care about Gabby Hanna. Whether you guys want to believe that or not, I don't want to see anybody go through what she appears to be going through right now. Period. End of story. I want her to get the help that she needs. And I did say that in my video yesterday. I hope that she gets the help that she needs. I hope that she accomplishes her dreams. And I hope that she is surrounded by people that love her. Why would we not want that for somebody, right? But to even talk about it or have a conversation about it, you have to do it in such a careful manner, because people will eat you alive if you say one wrong thing. So then what ends up happening is nobody talks about it at all, right? Nobody says anything about it at all. And, you know, I got on Twitter today. Gabby Hanna is trending on Twitter. People are not happy about some of the things that she is saying in her tweets. And maybe that's a video for down the road when we know more about what's going on. I don't know. If you go underneath the trending tab, like underneath here, hold on a second, I just had it up. Oh shoot, where's it at? Ethan Klein, he said about Gabby Hanna today, and he kind of, I think, is echoing a lot of what other people are saying. He said, Gabby Hanna seems to be in the throes of a manic episode. Please be considerate of that when talking about her online right now. We've lost YouTubers like this before, and everyone said never again. So be nice, please. She needs help right now, not ridicule. And I totally 100% agree with that, right? And then I got people underneath here in my comments, because when I wrote that yesterday about that I was going to refilm the video, somebody said to me, they said someone called in a wellness check and they supposedly said she didn't meet criteria for forced treatment. She's still going on. And then they said that they had never seen anything like this publicly before. And then somebody else said that they had called the police. Now, I don't know how much of that is true, all right? What I will tell you is this, is that in the past, when I have seen this from other influencers, other YouTubers that are going through things, right? And I don't want to name certain people, but there's been several, okay? Whether they're going through a really tough scandal on YouTube, or whether they seem to be going through some apparent breakdown, or whatever is going on, or whether they've been missing for a long time on YouTube, or whatever, I get tons and tons of DMs from people, and I'm sure other channels do too, that will say, can you do a wellness check on these people? Or can you reach out to somebody they know, or whatever? I don't know if there's a misconception about YouTube, but like, I don't have a phone number to anybody at YouTube. I know some people do. I know some people, big YouTubers do. I don't have any kind of connections like that. I don't have anybody at YouTube that I can contact. I don't have anybody at Instagram that I can contact. I don't have anybody at TikTok or Twitter that I can contact that will listen to me. Trust me, I wish I did, okay? You know, but I also, in these kind of situations, it's like I'm just another human being that is out there that is doing the best that I can. I have reached out to family members and friends of people before and said, like, I'm not the person to do this, or I would do it if I could. I don't even know an address to send these people to. Can you please? I've even sent messages or talked to people that I knew were like ex-friends of people and said, I don't know the people around them. Can you please reach out to them? And people said, yeah, sure. Like, you know, I'm concerned as well. I think the bigger issue is when we see something like this go on, first of all, right? It's like, I think that there has to be some kind of playthrough, right? Like making sure that this person absolutely gets the help they need. And, you know, I was sitting here and I was thinking about, how does this work? Like, you know, people are always like, well, there's, you know, there's nobody around her. There's nobody around these people. There's no wellness check going on. Or if there is, she's not meeting criteria or whatever. And this is where I think other people like friends and family have to get involved. And even then, I want you to know, even then, it's extremely difficult, okay? To get somebody like, let's just say anybody in your real world. If anybody in your real world was going through anything, to get them admitted to a psych facility is extremely difficult, especially if they're over the age of 18 and they don't want to go. You know, even if they meet criteria, I mean, there is only like a few things that you check, and then they will admit you right away. It's not that easy to get somebody admitted to a psych facility. It just isn't, okay? And posting TikToks is not gonna meet criteria. Especially like, I don't know what's happening when those people are coming to the door, if that makes sense, right? But I was thinking about this checks and balances situation and how much are the platforms responsible or accountable. You know, when you go to work at any kind of place, whether you're working at a law firm or whether you're working at a pharmaceutical company or whether you're working at McDonald's or wherever, when you fill out an application and you sign a work contract, you put a next of kin on that, okay? You put a contact, emergency contact on there. I'm not really sure why all of these places, I have never, okay, with YouTube, with Instagram, with Twitter, with TikTok, I have never had to put an emergency contact on any of these places. Therefore, that relieves those platforms, and I'm not saying that the platforms are to blame. I am not blaming this on the platforms, okay? But I'm saying that there has to be some way to shut it down and to step in and say, we are going to provide the best care possible and contact an emergency contact that you have provided for us in this situation, and we're going to try to get the help that you need for this situation, right? Because what happens is, you have hundreds of thousands of people that are concerned and they are helpless. They can't do anything. So we're literally sitting out here, you know, watching this. And on a personal level, and I will share this story because this person is a very dear friend of mine. She shares the story. She tells people to share the story. This was years and years ago. And and she shares about what happened. She was on Facebook Live and she was having a meltdown and people called in a wellness check on her because of this Facebook Live that was going on. Friends of hers called in a wellness check and she got the help that she needed. And today she's living a fantastic life, right? But in that moment, she wasn't really aware. And I think that's the thing, is that we have to be considerate of people. But is being considerate of people just not talking about it at all? I don't know. Like, and that's the thing, is what is our part as audience members, as YouTubers, drama commentary channels, as YouTube, as Instagram, and Twitter? What is our part in helping people that are happy? Because this is the thing. There are times, and I don't know how other drama commentary channels feel, but there are times that I don't even feel comfortable addressing issues of addiction or addressing issues of mental health or even using certain terms or certain words because I'm like, oh, I don't want to say that because I don't want to offend anybody because of this or that or the other, right? And then what happens is that 6 months later, after we've gone through, you know, something, like there's been a lot, we know, okay, I'm not going to throw out names, but there's been several different people that in the past, there's been this whole uproar around something, and then 6 months down the road, there's no conversation about it whatsoever. There's no like, well, I've been in therapy for 6 months, and, you know, I did this, and I did that, and blah, 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 and this has been really helpful to me. There's no storyline back to it, right? So, because that would be the teaching lesson for other people to get them help. So I guess the situation is, for me, is I don't know what we do in a situation like this. I honestly don't. You know, I do know that silence is not the answer to things. I think if we have learned anything, in this world. You know, I think like silence just is not the answer, and I think cruelty is not the answer. And I think, you know, in a situation like this, it's like, well, what do we do? You know, who do we reach out to? Are there people that do know friends of, you know, hers that they can reach out to her, or family members and say, like, I'm really concerned about her right now, or whatever. And not just in the conversation to talk about Gabby, but also to talk about when this happens again down the road. Like Ethan said, this has happened before, and we promised that this would never happen again. Well, what do we do from stopping it from happening in the future? What are those safety issues that we can put into place from stopping it from happening in the future? What are the things that we can do to get the people the help that they need, or to whatever? I mean, you know, you have hundreds of thousands of people sitting there following all of this and saying, like, I'm concerned, I'm concerned, I'm concerned, I'm concerned, I'm concerned, I'm concerned. And yet somebody comes in and says that she doesn't meet criteria for a wellness check. And it's like, what do you do in that situation? Then are you supposed to just watch it, or not engage in it, or not watch it, or wait for it to pass, or hope that it passes? Because I do, you know, prayers to you, Gabby. Seriously, prayers. And I wish you the best. And I hope that you get the help that you need. And I hope that somebody is around you that can reach out to you. And I haven't witnessed that yet, but I have to believe, okay, that Gabby has people that love and care about her. I really, really do. And I think this is a situation where, you know, even people that have felt like they've been done, you know, wrong by Gabby in the past or whatever, maybe this is a time to even step in and say, okay, let's put this aside for the second and let's be helpful, you know. And I don't know for you. There's a lot of people that, for me, it's principles before personalities. There's a lot of people in recovery that we don't see eye to eye, right? But if they needed me, I would hopefully, and I have sometimes, most times, suited up and showed up and been helpful, because, you know, you never know. And this breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And I think the bigger question is, what do we do? So anyway, let me know what you think about all of that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.